So I'm here with Brian Kinross. We just had our meeting where it was a 2-4 vote, 2 against the mayor's increase and 4 members that voted for it. What are
Actually, it's 3 because they're missing one member today.
were they?
Yeah, David
Who was
is
missing?
out.
Oh, surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, good old David Osborne, who has been.
So
Okay.
these are 2 that defeated it today.
Yeah.
But they
Can-
had a quorum. They had enough.
Yeah, at least they had a quorum, because if it would have been a split tie, it would have been a conflict of interest if the mayor would have
It would have
voted.
been interesting if it would have been a split. If it was 4, that would have been that's a quorum. But that would have been interesting because then it would have been.
She would have been the deciding
she would have
factor.
had to vote
She would have had to
herself.
say no. Yeah, because if she would have voted yes, then that's not a good look.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing about that discussion is that, the last meeting they tabled the salary increase or salary adjustment, I should say, for the city council members. But it's the city council members that actually is kind of on a urgent path because it needs to be done before May of this year because there's an election of city council members this next November, or this November, sorry. But the mayor, that can could have been kicked down the road for another 3 years because it doesn't take effect until 2027. But it seemed like the mayor was pretty eager to get this done. And well, it had no sense of urgency at all. And I wish some of the council members would have recognized that and spoke up on it to highlight that fact that there was no sense of urgency to do this now. It could have been kicked down the road. But I don't. It's a 70% increase in the mayor's pay. That's a pretty significant increase, and I think it's a little out of line. I mean, who gets a 70% raise in their job? But it may do exactly what Josh said it was designed to do, which is attract candidates that maybe wouldn't be interested in running, but once they learn that they get paid by that time, it takes effect close to $90,000 for being a part-time mayor. We might have a few more candidates enter the race with a little bit more money to put into the skin in the game to run against the current mayor. So we never know what's going to happen.
I'm very curious to see who's going to run against her for re-election.
Like I say, it could be that somebody who's retired or close to retirement would take that on and put enough money in there to get some.
What do you think about Diane Whalen running for city council? You don't have to comment, but it's funny, isn't it?
But I can't speculate. But
It's funny.
I guess I don't know the motivation behind it. All I know is that she has name recognition, even negative name recognition is still name recognition.
Yep.
She has name recognition, so highly likely that she'll win. The way Florence works is a lot of things are off name recognition. So for candidates like myself, I'm a candidate for city council, it's a little harder because I got a name recognition. I don't have. I'm just a common citizen. I work, have a family. My family's mostly gone. I have one daughter left at home. She'll start college next year. That's what I'm looking for. And then I'll be an empty nester. So that's why I'm more interested in getting involved in the community, using my time to help with issues in the city. Coming to city council meetings, getting involved with the aquatic center, kind of really opened my eyes to what happens down here at city council meetings. There's a lot of things that go down, just like these voting for a raise, voting themselves a raise and stuff that happens, and without people like us actually showing up and witnessing it, it would just happen. And so I think when Josh did the survey of different cities and how much their city council members and mayors make, it's to me it's reflective of kind of out of control government where these things can easily be, these ordinances can easily be amended or passed without too many members of the city of their constituents knowing what's going on. City council meetings aren't the most lively things to attend.
Yes.
So anyway, I think it's kind of the term public servant is an oxymoron.
Yes.
When you're voting yourself a raise.
Yes.
Right. So it should be something that's a little more service-minded versus salary-minded.
Yeah, and I think that the public should have had more of a say on it. It shouldn't have occurred in a matter of 3 weeks.
Right, exactly. There was a first reading last week. That's when we first heard about it.
But a lot of people didn't really hear about it until this week, and the outrage started at that point, and nobody could really do anything at this point because we're at a special meeting where we can't speak. It's a closed
Correct.
session,
Yes.
and now it's done and
That is
pushed
correct.
through.
That is
So,
correct, yeah, exactly. And that's why I took the opportunity to speak last week on the city council thing,
Yeah.
because I knew that that can get kicked down the road, and because public comments were only done at the end of the meeting, I was able to make a comment about that.
Yeah.
And I urged the city council members to please vote themselves a raise so that I got an issue to run on.
yeah, absolutely.
So,
Is there anything else that you would like to add?
I just, again, Brian, just my name, Brian Kinross, running for city council. I will serve the city. I will not fleece the city for lots of money to do the job. In fact, I said last week, if I do get elected and once they do vote themselves a raise and city council pay goes from 17,100 to 20,200, I think it's going to go to, I will give that $3,000 back to a charity of my choice, likely something to do with fire or police to help our city services. But yeah, I like to serve the community and keep
Everyone informed. Yeah, that's the biggest thing is talking to constituents and making
Yeah.
sure that their voices are heard because, the way it's run right now, that's not how it's being portrayed. It's not something that they are really wanting city council members to do. They want city council members to make their own judgment instead of worrying about what the city wants. And that's probably one of the biggest issues that I have with the style of government that we have. It's very authoritative,
Yes.
and it needs to be more open. So I just want to take a moment to do a little video because I know that I support you. I'm as a candidate myself. I think that we need to have some good people on city council. If we can get 4 of us on there that are like-minded, we can do good things for the city.
I agree.
So, all right. Well, thanks. I really appreciate it, Brian. You have a good night.